Now, let's take you back to a story last summer. Our transport correspondent Paul Clifton wanted to highlight that petrol is closing the gap on diesel in terms of fuel economy. This matters because of the differences in the exhaust gases they emit. He set out on a 940-mile drive from Land's End to John O'Groats using just one tank of petrol, something that has never been achieved before. Well, Guinness World Records have now analysed the data, and at lunchtime, Paul collected his certificate.
We're off, 841 miles to go.
The idea was simple enough, to show that a petrol car, driven carefully, could beat nearly every diesel car on the road today.
So, no air conditioning, windows closed, and definitely no radio.
We mapped every gradient. Driving from Land's End to John O'Groats also means climbing, the equivalent of 1.5 times Mount Everest.
It's 4:30 in the morning. Welcome to Scotland.
It took 26 hours. My co-driver was Honda research engineer Fergal McGrath. 2 men from the AA followed as independent observers.
One mile. Come on!
For the final nerve-wracking miles, the fuel tank read empty.
Get in! One tank, baby! One tank!
94.8.
Just say that one more time.
94.8 miles per gallon. I have a petrol car.
In fact, Guinness World Records calculated we did even better, 95 miles to the gallon.
Congratulations on your awesome achievement.
At the Wiltshire car dealer, which provided our vehicle, today we collected our certificates.
It was a very long drive, obviously, but it was a phenomenal experience. The more we got into the journey, the more we realised that we were actually going to do something quite special, I think.
26 hours, it was very tiring, but as we were getting closer and closer to the target, we were like, yes, come on, come on, come on!
Would you do it again?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely. It was the highlight of my year.
The latest government figures show 60% of the cars we buy use petrol, 39% burn diesel, only 1% use other fuel. We've shown the gap between the economy of petrol and diesel is closing. So why does this matter? Well, petrol emits more CO2, a greenhouse gas. Diesel emits more nitrogen oxide, or NOx, and that is now seen as the greater problem. My co-driver Fergal is here. What have we learnt from this, Fergal, about the difference between petrol and diesel? Should we now buy petrol?
No, not necessarily. I think it depends on the mileage you do per year. If it's more than 10,000, I would say look for a modern efficient diesel, and less than 10,000, a modern efficient petrol.
But the gap between them is getting smaller.
The gap is getting smaller.
OK. New cars use about 1/3 less fuel than cars that were new only 10 years ago. And I think that the difference we make as a driver can be even greater than that. Doing this was about staying in the highest possible gear at the lowest possible speed for the longest possible time. We probably, between us, only touched the brakes 5 or 6 times in 850 miles. Sally?
Not bad, and congratulations, Paul, a world record holder. I think it's brilliant.
Thank you.
Mind you, I don't think I'd have wanted to be behind him because he was doing about 39 miles an hour all the way.
No, that's indeed, yes. I might have been pushing my brakes a bit more than Paul was.
Tony's here, he's got the sport. Football, then.
Yes, Paul, a world record holder. You're very special as well, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a moment, but I'm going to do a little quick bit of sport first. We're going to start with some football.